us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from darkness to light. Lead us from death to immortality. And evermore shine in our hearts with your resplendent face. Om peace, peace, peace be unto us all. So we are reading the Jivanmukti Gita, the song of the person who is liberated from all bondage. This book is only, as I said before, only containing very few verses, 23 verses, and talking about how the knower of truth, the illumined person, sings and lives in the life, enjoys freedom everywhere. So this is this. We read that the Jiva, individual soul, is actually Lord Shiva, the Satchidananda consciousness. And the knower of this Jivanmukti, this knower of this truth, who have understood who am I, realized the ultimate principle of life, he sees that each Jiva is nothing but Shiva, the consciousness, the absolute. And naturally, that person, if he's everywhere, sees the same Shiva, same consciousness. Naturally, he cannot be enemy to anyone. He cannot have anger, aversion, attachment, or anything, whatever binds a person. He cannot be like that because he sees the oneness. He sees the same reality, who is here, who is there. As we do not hurt ourselves, because my hand and my feet, or my tongue and my teeth, if they do something wrong, I don't punish the teeth to bite the tongue, because I know tongue is mine and teeth is mine. When you are walking, left leg, some turn this way, that way, and you fell on the right arm, you don't punish the right arm or the left leg, why it was turned like that, because it is me, my leg, my arm. So he who sees the oneness in all, that Jivanmukta, that is the person is liberated in freely moving in the world while alive in the body. Not transcendental experience in samadhi, but when with eyes open, moving in the world, then that person does not feel that anyone is enemy to him. And he becomes the friend. Nirvairah sarva bhutana. We read the other verse in the 11th verse the other day. It says that Jiva, Shiva. You understand this individual soul is nothing but that cosmic part of this cosmic spark. Individual spark is a part of the cosmic light. When one understands like that, he becomes a friend to all, Sarva Bhutanam, and he has no enemy. And if you see such person, you know that person is called Jivan Mukta. Yes.
So how does the Jivan Mukta correct people that are doing something wrong? Like, for example, the people in the Ramakrishna mission, they see their attendant doing something wrong, but they seem to express anger. That's what my question is.
That is a different purpose for that correction, for their unfoldment of their divinity. Not allowing anyone in his whimsical way is a showing love for that person, whether to guide him to the path of illumination. So that is the training, and they have no self-interest. So he's not talking from any personal, what you call, gain. Oh, there is something I will gain by this saying. If I don't say, I lose something. No sense. Out of love, they do, but expression is different. And it is necessary. Because why do we meditate then? We are training our mind. Let the mind go anywhere. So many lifetime it went on. Now your teacher teaches you, or you learn that mind to be controlled this way, put focus here and here. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Because it is for the good of the individual who is thinking, I am this body mind, how that body mind can be improvised in a way that it will lead towards the self illumination. So, in that, there is not with the sense of enemy or sense of someone who is stranger, not that. Brother, Swami Asheshananda, Swami was very Holy Mother's disciple, but he was in Portland. But when anyone goes to him, he will get good scolding. And such a scolding, but they know Swami does not mean anything. And then, if someone goes and Swami is not scolding, they feel, what is the wrong? It is said that the holy people, when become angry with you, they have a purpose. And it is not by his own will, by cosmic will it works. For the improvement of that person, they need it. But everyone is not a Jivanmukta. So everyone should not take this argument and do whatever they like, saying that I am correcting you. Correct yourself. Doctor, heal thyself first. No? So everyone wants to heal everyone. But the question is that first we have to heal yourself. So a knower of truth should be first self-discipline and correcting. This is the correcting idea. Anadi Varti Bhutanam. When the Bhuta, the created being, have been started their journey, we do not know the time when it started. Wow. This Jiva, whom you see moving from one life to another life, to another life, they are nothing but Shiva, the consciousness, the absolute, which is auspiciousness. And if he sees that one, this everywhere, there is no enemy for that person. Nirvaira, Sarvabhutanam. That means that person does not have any enemy in men's mind. What they do, they do. They don't keep any grudge. They don't carry anything. But our problem is we carry those things. There is a difference between a person of illumination and non-illumination. Person of illumination may scold, may be angry, but they have no impression. They don't carry anything. It is called like a mark of water. You make a mark here, it will show a mark. But for a split second, it dries out. So there is no mark, it goes away. These are the greatness of the Jivanmuktas. Now today we are reading verse number 12. Atma Gurustham Vishwancha Chida Atma Gurustvam Vishwancha Chidakase Nalipyate Chidakase Nalipyate Gatagatam Dayurnasti Gatagatam Dayurnasti Jivanmukta Sauchate Jivanmukta Sauchate Atma Guru Twang Vishwancha Chidakase Nalipyate. In the Chidakas, in the space of consciousness, Chit Akas, four space is there, four space. One space is this space. Mahakasha, the grand space, great space. Where I see you, you see me, the sun, moon, stars, trees, plants, mountains, rivers, what we see, this is the Mahakasha, great space. Then comes Chittakasha. Chittakasha is that when you dream, which space your dream world comes, your dream experience comes. It is not in the physical. Suppose you are dreaming something that I could have seen that. I can't see, only you see. So where it is happening? happening in your mind, in the space of your mind. And space of the mind is much bigger than the gross space. So it is much vaster. So Mahakasha is this space. We see the material gross objects, anything. In the subtle world, it's called the Chitta. In the space of the Chitta or mind, what we see? In the Chitta we see what is the mind creates things. In the mental world, in much vaster world. In the dream, you can see the starry sky, galaxies, you can see everything. And you can see the vast ocean, this, that, everything real. That's also real, it appears. So, Chittakasa. Then Chidakasa, a space where only I remain and enjoy. It is a space of consciousness, but you understand that you are experiencing that consciousness. It is called Chit Akasa. And a third stage, gross, subtle, causal. And you transcend that level, that is called the Ni Akasa. There is no space. It is called the Nira Akasa. And that means there everything is gone. You, even who is thinking, who is a human being, who is a jiva is lost. And a subtle person in the gross, jiva is holding this gross body now. This will go. Then jiva as subtle body, that will also go. Causal body, last trace, I. That will also go and it merge into that cosmic consciousness. So these are the four space. Here they are saying Atma Guru Stvam Vishwancha Chit Akase. They are in the space of the consciousness. In the space of consciousness, Atma is there, and that Chit, that Akasa, the space is consciousness space, and it becomes, Atma becomes like that. And this gross universe, Brahmanda, and this Atma, individual soul, both are my Guru. Because they lead me beyond. Why? I learn from them. In the space of consciousness, absolute consciousness, our awareness is there. So I am there, my Guru is there, this world is there, or everything in the consciousness. So I learn from them. How? What do we learn? We learn that they are there, but they are not attached. They don't hang on like the water on the lotus leaf. Water is there. It appears that water is there in the cosmic space, and in Ananda, that space of the Chidakasa. But they are not attached to anything. They are there, but they are not there. So detachment is I adore the aspect of detachment. And the Jivanmukta, there is no distinction between them. Whether it is a consciousness or it is their manifested universe, there is no distinction between them because they are detached. Therefore, it is only one. He who has understood this, he is called a Jivanmukta. That means we have understood that though we see all this seemingly diverse universe, but they are in the ocean of consciousness, but they don't get attached to anything. Like, the ripples and waves and bubbles on the surface of the ocean. They are on the ocean, but they're detached. They are here, they are there, they dissolve. It is not a distinctive identity. Therefore, it's called, we can learn this detachment. And one Jivan Mukta is we who have learned that everything is there, but I am not connected with anything. This manifested universe of the subtle world and the causal world, in these three worlds, all remaining on the surface on the foundation of the infinite ocean of consciousness, Satchidananda, Brahman. But this existence is there, but they are not attached to anything. So one Jivanmukta is who sees that everything is there. I am there, you are there, the world is there. They live, eat, sleep, interact, but they are never attached to anything. So much value is given on the idea of detachment. Detachment is freedom. Actually, detachment is freedom. If we look at our life, wherever there is attachment, there is suffering. Because anything happens to the object you love, you will be affected. You will feel bad. With the object of love, if something good, you are happy. If anything happens there, you become unhappy. But you have no connection, physical connection. When you die, what is the connection with anyone? Excepting some mental connection, no? Physical connection, mental connection. But these connections all are fictitious. It is temporary, but the time bound. Suppose we have how many friends in our life from our childhood till this age, no? But you are connected more with somebody, more friends came in your life, they went away. Even you forget their name even now. After 30 years you remember, oh, what is that friend used to do that, we used to interact so much, no? That means we have no connection ultimately. But we, in our ignorance, we get attached to that. Therefore, get attached to the consciousness. Not to, again, the same. We are reading that Bharat, the story of Bharat and the deer. He loved the deer. There is no problem in loving the deer. But he is not Jivanmukta because he is not loving the deer minus the consciousness. If the consciousness was the background of the deer, then you will love the deer, okay, as consciousness. And that will not bind because the consciousness is infinite. That consciousness is here, that consciousness is there. Here, everywhere. So the attachment happens today. It's in water gets muddy or messy in a small pool. In the ocean, there is no muddiness because it's vast. So when we see the vast background of each one, your background, my background, everyone's background is infinite. If you see that and then love, then that love will not do any harm because you are penetrating the external coating where we get stuck and you're penetrating that and entering into the inner realm. Now, 13th verse says, Garbhadhyanena pashyanti, Garbhadhyanena pashyanti, Jnaninam mana uchyate, Jnaninam mana uchyate, Soham mano biliyante, Soham mano biliyante, Jivan mukta sauchate, Jivan mukta sauchate. This is the 13th. In the mental thought, Jnaninam monochati. Jnani is the knowers of truth, sees Atman in them. How? By mentally thinking. I'm not the body, I am the Atman. I am not the body, I am the Atman. No? Constant thinking. So in the mental thinking only, Pashyanti Jnaninam, the Jnani is see what he sees. He sees the Atman, the self. And this mind which shows this is called the pure mind. And that is the mind, not our mind. Our mind is clouded mind. It gives a distorted figure, distorted image of the object. Something is, God is here, but it is showing me not God, but something else. But That mind constantly thinking, I'm not the body, not the body, not the mind, not the mind, not the mind. So mind becomes purified. And when the mind becomes purified, then they see the Atman here, in here, and also outside. That mind, when it sees something, pure mind comes down, then we call mind, otherwise pure mind is called Atman. Ramakrishna said, pure mind, Shuddha man, Shuddha buddhi, pure intellect, and pure Atman are the same. When it reaches the purity level, but when we are down from that level, then we see the universe. So this is called the man of individual soul. What is our individual soul? When that mind loses its pristine purity and gets clouded and comes down one level and sees this diversity, that is called the mind of Jivatma. And that is called Jivatma. And that mind always like a wind. And it goes, moves here and there. And ultimately getting tired, this mind gets merged into the Paramatma. Because mind tries to find joy here and there and there and there. Running all this direction, it becomes tired one day. Like the Ramakrishna's example, the bird sitting on the mast, and he was unaware, and the ship has entered into the deep ocean, and now he got scared. I am on the mast alone. All my friends are gone. So to find them, he moved with his wings to the east side, to the west side, to the north side, to the south side, and finding no shore anywhere. Then he came back and sat on the. So the tiring mind running for these things, for everywhere, seeking for joy or peace or pleasure, fearing that when it gets tired, that means by that time it becomes pure. Because mind is understanding, oh, I will get something going to the east. Oh, I didn't get it. Let me try, I'll get something on the west. I'll go to the south. I'll go to the north. And all endeavors are done. When mind learns that there is nothing substantial in reaching anything, it will be, you cannot reach that. Your mind will be still seeking for something more. So this failure, mind fails to perceive that infinity, then it merges into Paramatma. That means the bird then sits on the mast. No more effort, nothing to go, nowhere to go. You are perfectly satisfied. This is my abode, this is my place. So Atman remains in the self itself. That's the Paramatma. And I am that Paramatma, that knowledge, when it comes to individual soul, soham mano, jo biliyante, mano biliyante. I am that. When that mind which was searching here and there gets merged into that root substance, that is the Atman, that person is called Jivanmukti. That means Jivanmukti comes after this searching God everywhere. First searching in some external object, and then getting external object, finer object, subtler object, heaven, etc., even they try. Afterwards, mind gets tired and he becomes already, that is the purity. Purity of the mind is coming through the experience. Experience saying it is not true, it is not true, it is apparent, it is apparent, it is apparent, it is momentary, it is momentary. If I say it will not work. No. But when you go to the experience and find the blankness of that, then you say, oh, I tried it, I saw it, nothing. How much we struggle to get a degree. After getting the degree, what happens? You go for a job. And now job competition comes. You thought that after getting a degree you will be get joy. Then getting a degree is taking to a one place, then you are searching for some job. And in job competition, these, that, so much, and with so much struggle, you get into a job. And you see inside the job, oh my God, this is called job. My friends are talking like that. My boss is supervisor is doing like that. This, that. Always we complain. And then, okay, what mind is becoming pure because he's getting first. It was mesmerized. I'll get a degree and I will be very happy. And now you're student loan, big problem. You studied well, you get a degree, but you have already incurred so much loan. And some whole life it is a problem to pay the loan. So now you see, the mind says, oh, I tried this is the problem. I tried this is the problem. I tried this is the problem. This is the This mind is becoming pure, getting the experience. So it is not wrong to get experience. But intelligent person can see others and learn from others' experience that they are frustrated. So why? What will happen to me? Very special. No, you try. If you think it will be not happen to you, only it has happened to the other people, hundreds of people, then this effort will ultimately teach us that it is it is all temporary, it is all fictitious, and we are running after something which is not true. Then mind becomes pure, then mind will run towards the truth. And when mind runs towards the truth, gradually, it sees the inner light and that joy and peace. And that person who is established in the inner peace, he is a Jivanmukti. Right? We are Jivan Baddha. We are bound through our whole life. And they are the Jivan Mukta. They are bound well there in the world of action, talking, eating, sleeping, like us, but very free to their soul. Urdham dhyanena pashyanti, urdham dhyanena pashyanti, vijnanam mana uchyate, vijnanam mana uchyate, shunyam layancha vilayam, shunyam layancha vilayam, jivan mukta sauchate, jivan mukta sauchate. Tare, what is that? Urdham dhyane, Urdham is that's why you think of the truth in the higher realm. How? Dhyane, By your meditation, when you think of the Atman, that's why people meditate here. But we say don't do that. Do it here.
What about here?
Here also they do. But mind moves in the higher chakra. So he's saying that dhyan, by meditation, the Paramatman, who is above all this, so think of him. And in Samadhi, whose vision opens up in the higher realm, they don't see the world as we see. So they are seeing from a different high platform. We see from our lower platforms, lower chakras, and the yogis are seeing the world through the higher chakra. Higher chakra means transcendental chakra even, Ramakrishna. Most of the time he is absorbed in that chakra, beyond chakra. Trying to bring the mind little bit down, and then again it goes up, no? So with that view, he roams around the world. That type of person can be described that their mind has reached a state of Vijnana. That is the Vijnana state. Jnana, Vijnana. Ajnana, Jnana, Vijnana. What is Ajnana? Ignorance. Not knowing anything is called ignorance. Ajnana. I do not know about God. That's ignorance. I now know by reading scripture, reading this book, reading the commentary of Shankara or whatever authentic people. I know something. It's called big Jnana. And now you feel, experience that. That is called big Jnana. How it happens? After experiencing, you come down. That is Jivanmukta person can be big Jnana.
Yeah. You must have samadhi.
They must have the experience of that highest. Mind has merged into the cosmic consciousness, and then from there, when he comes down, he sees the world differently, and that is called the Vijnana state. Vijnana, it is. That's why it is very difficult to say what is the ultimate philosophy. Ultimate philosophy is the seeing the divine everywhere. And Vijnanis or the Jivan Muktas, they live in that conscious state of Vijnana state. Because after reaching there, when they come back, as I said, mind becomes so pure by practice, 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 practice. It has become so pure. They see through this universe of diversity the truth behind also. Two things simultaneously they see. We see, as is the example of the Upanishads, we see the ring or necklace, but we don't always be aware of it is made of gold. One gold everywhere. Names of the ornaments are different. So names are many, but one ornament running behind that, that is the consciousness. So that is only happened to a person of Jivan Mukti. Their mind is so pure by the process of cleanliness, cleaning the mind every day. So it is to be done by dhyana. Here is see, by meditation, who can identify or think that I am that Atman beyond time, space, position. When that up above the mortal world and mortal thinking. And then at the state of samadhi, he attains a vision, a spiritual vision, spiritual eye, that is called the third eye. We say that all the gods and goddesses in Hindu religion you will find, they show there is a third eye. Here is an eye. Third eye means we see these two eyes, this world. The third eye means eye of wisdom, eye of knowledge. Actually, there one eye does not develop. We didn't see one eye came in Ravana Maharshi's foot. We don't see in Ramakrishna. We don't see Vivekananda with the third eye here. The third eye means intuitive eye. Eh? Mother Kali, yeah. Mama, when Mother Kali is seen, whether she uses that third eye or I don't know. But we, yes, Mother Kali, Mother Durga, they depict the third eye, meaning they don't see us the same way as we see. They see it is me only.
So, is there a third eye in the subtle body?
Third eye means intuitive eye. Intuitive eye. Seeing this, they intuit the inner reality. Third eye does not mean this eye is only sensory organ, no? It gives some knowledge. So that knowledge comes from, they say it is from here, but they're indicating that it is higher realm. Mainly higher realm. When you are in the tummy or when you are hungry, then it's a tummy level. When you are very pained or you are suffering or you are enjoying something, you have heart level. Then it goes higher level. Normally we don't know what happens there.
But the throat one will only talk about God and only listen.
Yeah, Thakur said that. When it goes to the throat, you will not be able to release anything but God and God's talking about God only. Even sometimes it will happen that you don't like that, not to hear from anyone, because it becomes a disturbance. So as the mind goes higher and higher, only you become more within, more absorbed within. You don't need anyone. First of all, we need guidance, we need reading book, we need singing, we need dancing, we need all this puja, we need. But as you go up in your inner realm, all this outward thing, not that necessary.
Oh.
So, so the mind of that aspirant who is practicing a কি হলো দেখো? They see check in your streaming. Something has happened. What happened? God knows. Anyhow.
What is love genitals?
Eh?
Thakur said love eyes, love ears, love tongue.
I love time that this vision, after that it become love.
Love eye. But he says ears, nose, tongue, genitals, all different organs.
Everything it becomes divine. Everything divine. There is no. There are the different ways to see the world. In every to the eyes you see God. In the ear you hear God only. In the nose you may feel the presence or fragrance of it. To the touch you feel the presence of God everywhere. That's why they say in the wind, when the wind blows, feel the touch of the divine. When the sun's rays touch you, you feel the presence of God. So then there all the senses only carry the sensation of the divine. That is this Jivanmukta stage. So, say that spiritual aspirant's mind is called a Vijnana. And whose mind totally gets lost into it, and that is the point he's in Samadhi. And that's how that person who has gone there and got absorbed becomes a Jivanmukta afterwards. That means what we are doing, we are practicing for Jivanmukti. We are all practicing for reaching that truth while living in the body. Our every meditation, every reading, chanting is to just to raise our mind to that flight, gradually purified, and which will be not attracted or disturbed or distracted by anything other than God. The God means the absolute Satchidananda. That is the state of pure consciousness. Now, Obhyasi Ramate Nityam. Ramate Nityam. Obhyasi Ramate Nityam. Obhyasi Ramate Nityam. Mano Dhano Layangatam. Mano Dhano Layangatam. Bandha Moksha Dvayang Nasti. Bandha Moksha Dvayang Nasti. Jivanmukta Sauchate. Jivanmukta Sauchate. So Abhyasi Ramate. Hey, this practice. What is the practice? Putting the mind in higher chakra, higher thought, and constantly thinking of all this permeated with consciousness. This type of thinking and meditation, if one does, Abhyase Ramate. Ramate means it finds joy in doing that. It is not only the practice, it is not dry like us. We do meditate. Oh my God, I have to sit again for meditation. It is not that I'm excited. Oh, I'll meditate. Because like excitement is not there. Why? Because it is not bringing joy in our life. Suppose if I see ice cream, how excited mind does. Ice cream, no? Similarly, when you say God, meditation, okay. But whose mind is pure, so if he can practice it continuously, and বলছেন অভ্যাসের মতে নিত্যম, if one can engage every moment in this type of meditation on lifting the mind, raising the consciousness in a higher level, then what happens? Mono dhyanolaya gatam. This mind then can loyo absorbed laya merges, this mind merges into dhyana,
Got it.
in the state of that consciousness. So everyday practice ultimately will lead us to put this mind effortlessly into Atman. Now we are struggling, but a state will come when mind will be purified, as I said, finding no resort, no peace, no joy in anything of the world. When mind will understand that and gets more moved towards the Atman, and I practice every day, practice every day, practice every day. And then when it gets merged into that state, Moner Layangata Gatam, that in that state, Bandha Moksha Dayang Nasti. For him there is no bondage. What to struggle for? Because mind is flowing out of its own. You need not have to goad him. Hey, chalo, chalo, chalo. Let us go. Let us go for meditation. Let us go for spiritual practice. Mind need not have to be goaded for that. Mind automatically feels a pull for that. And when that pull drags him into the consciousness, then what happens? Manola Bandho, there is for that mind has no concept of bondage. So there is no question of liberation. Bondage and liberation is now, because I know this is bondage in which we are living. We know there is a state of freedom. So Bandha Laya Moksha is now here. But one practicing this meditation, lifting the mind in the higher consciousness every day and putting the idea that nothing else can compete with this type of absorption, then this mind reaches a point, and in that point, that he does not think that I am in bondage, I need to be liberated, or I am liberated now. Neither of the identification will be there in the mind, because mind is perfectly in peace, and mind has reached the goal where one needs to reach. That person, Jivanmukti, saw Uchate. See, he is the person who is actually Jivanmukti, because after this absorption, whenever he comes back, he is a free person, really free from all entanglements. So there is no bondage for that soul, there is no freedom for that soul. Because if you say no freedom, no bondage. If one is there, other is there. We have the idea of bondage, we know there is a freedom. But after realizing that everything is freedom, there is no bondage, no one can hurt you, no one can do anything with you. That story of the uh, Alexander going to India and finding a holy man. And when he is asking him to come, and he very humbly requesting him to come to the palace and keep it in his kingdom, and people will see what a great soul. And he said, why are you disturbing me? Get out of my way. He has nothing. He's a penniless beggar. Even there is no good kambal or clothing. Naked person. Just lying down in a slab, in a rock, in a mountain. And he feels so much freedom. Get out of my way, I'm enjoying the sunbath. And when he wanted to kill him with a sword, and he burst into laughter. You kill me? The sun cannot dry me, air cannot dry me, the sword cannot cut me, eh, fire cannot burn me. He's not saying from just lip service, but he is feeling that, and that created such impact in the mind of Alexander. And what strength, why he's saying all this? Because he's experiencing.
Oh,
I don't have any bondage, I don't need anything, I don't care for anything in the world. World is nothing for me. I have reached that point where I am in absolute bliss. The body goes, what is that to me?
and then I cannot enjoy the company of devotees and sing and dance.
You are thinking two things are there. Enjoying is one thing and absorption is another thing. So this is a big question, or many times it happens. Swami Prabhupada responded to this question in this way. So you suppose you are enjoying something. Enjoying something means your little trace of ego is still there, and we are almost reached the light, but a little difference is there. There is a little difference. It's a glass, but it's still a difference. If you go to the filament, that is the burning thing. No? So, but you go to the filament, he said, is it less joy or more joy? You are reading a book, you are enjoying a novel. That means you are there, your mind is functioning, and you are enjoying them. Suppose you are reading and you go into the scene, what has been described in the book, and you really merged into such a depth that someone is calling your name, you are not responding. Is it greater joy or less joy?
Greater joy, but there's trace there, no? I'm still subtly there.
So when you merge into, you become that, why you will be enjoying. We think enjoyment is the highest. That duality concept is in our mind.
Yeah.
Always I think I should enjoy something. I am poor, so I should enjoy something. Why will you enjoy? You are enjoyment. That's why it's a very subtle area. Is samadhi the highest or testing the highest? Yes, testing the highest when I am identifying I am separate from him. I want to feel how joyful, how peaceful, how full of bliss is that state. No? But when you become one with that, what is Ramakrishna said to Naren? Suppose you are a fly or you are a bee and you are given a cup of madhu, syrup, honey. Where shall you sit to suck the honey? He said, I will be sitting on the edge and suck the honey. Ramakrishna said, why not go into the center? They say, I shall die. Is it not? If the bee sits in the middle of the honey bucket or bowl, it always gets sunk, and it will die. Because who will die? The bee identity will die. But the honey identity, you are honey. The Ramakrishna said, there is no death, it is immortality. Then no one dies. Meaning, we have concept, death, gain, loss. But when the mind becomes so absorbed and merges into it, it is all meaningless. That's why Brahmananda has been described in such a way. Those who wanted to keep a separation, and they tried to describe the joy, this much, this much, this much, Vedaranda Upanishad. But that does not express how much joy is that. But so long you are saying something, you are not enjoying the total, full, full, full joy you cannot have. Little trace of ignorance is still working there to experience. That's high joy, higher joy. So I think this absorption is the question. If you feel from the absorption side, your total absorption when you forgot your body, mind, time, space, position, that is the best enjoyment.
Bliss is blissful,
Bliss is bliss. There's nothing but bliss.
but it's not blissful, it's just bliss.
It's a bliss. Blissful means someone to describe that bliss.
Yeah, correct.
But there is no one remains anymore to say anything. And that is the highest state. Not Jivanmukti state is for us.
Yeah.
Because so long my prarabdha is there, how shall I live in the world? I live like a king, living in the constant bliss of the Atman. See Atman, hear Atman, taste Atman, touch Atman. Everything is God, 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 divine. So that is the goal of our life, to not to live in Jivanmukti, but to Jivanmukti also end. Jivanmukti is a stage, no?
Yeah.
Living while feeling the freedom while living is also a stage. So while living that freedom, now eternal freedom,
Yeah.
so that is higher.
But Mother Kali is a person.
But your duality talking about.
But she is also that Brahman.
But he is when unmanifest.
Yeah. But that unmanifest can become the manifest person, the cosmic ego Kali.
That continued creation continue. But it is for her if you play. Like Jivanmukti feels individually. There is a cosmic mother play.
She's also a Jivanmukti.
Say Jivanmukti in cosmic sense. Cosmic creation.
And then she'll merge, and then she'll come out.
You too. That when she merges, it is billion, trillion, zillion of years go away, The whole creation collapses. Like our whole concept of the world collapses when you go to sleep.
Yeah.
When you go to deep sleep, what happens? Your concept about the world, your knowledge about the world, whatever you have read, whatever you have understood, all goes where? Vanishes. But it does not. It goes sucked into the causal form. And when you wake up, again springs out. Evolution, involution. Involution is coming out. As in our everyday sleep time. Involution of our world awareness, our dream awareness, all involved. And when you wake up, again evolution. And it happens so fast. So we think that these are all real, that's why.
Why doesn't she want to just stay in the unmanifest, the cosmic personality?
She wants to play this way. Yeah. It's also fun. That's why Leela. There is no explanation. Basically it is Leela. Why Leela? Who will say? Okay, we end here. And if you have any question, then we can spend few minutes for that. And tomorrow there will be Medhananda Swami and what is his Gospel. Tomorrow you will be reading Gospel at 7:30. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ram Krishna Panamastu. So Jivanmukti Avastha, they said today, all talking about the mind and purification of the mind. Thinking of the Atman constantly will make the mind pure. And that when that pure mind will stay in that consciousness, that is the absorption, and coming down is a Jivanmukti.
It's just mukti. Jivan Mukta is like the full state. Like you can be partially Jivan Mukta.
Oh.
Jivanmukti partial. Now you can say Jivanmukti if you make a distinction. Some people may be, as you say, for a long Brahmavid, Baro, and Boriyan, Borishta. In that sense, there may be in the depth, because how much absorption, how long they were in that state. They can suppose you stay in one place for 1 month, and you go every day, walk here and there and there and there. Yeah? You can give a description of that place. No, the place remained the same, but you stayed there for a longer period, and you are inquisitive to know everything. You come back, you can give a better description. Someone goes for 1 day, and he also quickly visits the places and comes back. His description will be little different, but though primarily they will talk about the same thing, major focus, but there will be expression-wise little different. But once you touch that ground, you never forget. That is the only guarantee. If you have, once you have touched the ground of reality, then you never will forget that experience. And that joy and that bliss will not abate us. That's why the Jivanmukti, if they die in coma, matters little. The Jivanmukti walking and drops dead. There's walking and severe heart attack. It matters little. The body goes in anyway. He's already Jivanmukta. So he'll be ever Mukta. Jivanmukta means who is already liberated once. See, he dies in any position, he is meditating, matters little. Not meditating, matters little. Because that inner consciousness is so dominant, as soon as the identification with the body and the external thing drops away, then that consciousness will be dominant. That's why it's called Bimuktascha Bimuchate. And there is a statement, Bimukta. They're already mukta, free, but they become perfectly liberated, not to be born again. Because if he has still desire, then how all the direct disciples of Ramakrishna and all they come? They come because by the will of God, for the good of humanity, they come. They have no need of their own, but they come to Ramakrishna, saw Swami Sarodananda in the group of Christ.
Yeah.
So when they saw in that company of the Christ, they are already liberated. Why they come? Because they keep them for the good of humanity. They will have to do something for the good of humanity.
That means they're in seed state in the unmanifest.
Huh?
They can, if they go to the unmanifest,
But God's will is a special. Yeah. He told Holy Mother, Ramakrishna said, I am coming again one time. You will have to come. No? And Holy Mother said, I am not going to come. But no, you will have to come. Where will you go?
But how can there be many individualities in one?
Eh?
There's many individualities.
No, when she's talking, he's not many. He's in the many levels.
Yeah.
He's a Virata level, he's a Ishvara level. Which level? They also live in different level. Virata level or Hiranyagarbha level or Ishvara level. Okay, no question today. Very good.
But I'm a jiva because mother makes me feel like that.
Huh?
But mother makes me feel like a jiva. But that's because she wants to play with me?
She does not do anything. If you first you say, take the responsibility on you. I want this, I want that. That is keeping me down. Mother is calling all the time.
One question came. Are mind and intellect different? We need to transcend both. How to transcend intellect?
What you said is important. It is hard play going on, and in play we are all playmates. How long she will, if you say it is her will, then we should not have any question at all. We are players. You have to play in the role as you are being given to memorize. Those who are coming into their film world here, audition. They give you something to recite. How do you do, how your accent, how your emotions, how can you express those things? They check on, no? So this, we are all under her plan. So we are all in the land of what you call the testing now. So we are under her will. And in filmmakers, what they do, producer, all the characters, what they will say, how they will stand, what they will react. This is written by some playwright. The producer wants a playwright to write like that. A God is here, plan that I want to go this way. This planning is before creation. That we call mother. And then she manifests herself. And in that play, we are all just one player. If we know mother is playing, so we have no responsibility. So why we get angry? Why you get anxiety? Why you get so much tensed? Because the total surrender is a very difficult thing. Mother is doing everything. It's only Jivanmuktas can understand by God's will. Turiyananda Swami could say, Ma, 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 ma. So mind and intellect are different. Mind, in a technical term, mind is which is indecisive, vacillating. Shall I go? Shall I not go? Shall I eat or don't eat? Mind cannot decide. Intellect is that which determines. Buddhi. It's called mana, it is called buddhi. They are same element functions in two roles. One is indeterminate condition, another is determined condition. And we need transcend both, yes. We have to go beyond mind, beyond buddhi, beyond ahankara. That how to transcend intellect. Yes, you think of God. Now you think, what is God? God is Satchidananda. God is in everything. God is everywhere. Your mind is leading to that intellectual understanding. And think, then that will push it above intellect to the truth. So it is practice that I am not the body, not the mind. I am the Atman, I am the Atman, Vedantic study. That will lead us to transcend the intellect also. So long we are in the world, the intellect should function. But we have to go beyond the intellect. And that practice is the same practice. What Guru has given, you follow that, lift the mind into higher consciousness, or think of God in this way, that way, what is. Anything we do, meditate, pray, serve, all this help us to lift the consciousness.
So, I'm sorry, could you elaborate? The mind is the part that vacillates. The intellect is determined, but the mind is not determined. So, because the mind isn't as fixed in its position, does that mean that it is more permeable to understanding God's will?
Yeah, mind, what will happen in the mind if you vacillate, but you know, mind will say, I'll go this way. This is, no, that's not permanent way, come this way. So mind is taking casually this step of intellect. It is transcending. Mind is going to the transcend, it is becoming intellect as it were. Analyzing, no. So mind then takes a different turn and he understands God is the truth. So mind first will say, I like this, I like that. Then the intellect will say, what you get it here? What you get it there? And why are you going there? Because there is Atman. So intellect will help us to understand that idea. And then mind and intellect become merged together then. The mind then gets a direction already towards the Atman. And that will put to the ego level. My ego will be purified also. I am His, I belong to Him. I am the child of the God Lord, or I am that pure soul, whatever the Vedantic idea or devotional idea. So that ego will be purified ego. This way. That means when you are doing our sadhana, is automatically vacillating mind is becoming a determined mind. Determined mind means intellect. It gets a direction. And then that direction purifies, transcend the ego. And ego, beyond ego is the self. Another question, attachment causes us much anguish. Of course, any other solution than to do vivek and tell yourself that all belongs to God and that you are the unattached Atman. Main thing is that we give attachment means why we get really feel much anguish and get hurt, because I think it is true. If I know it is not true, not last night you have a very, very bad dream maybe, eh? And then you cried and wept. Now you know it is nothing, it is a dream. So in our life also, if we can learn that way, it is not true, it is just a dream. It is just a moment. We should not have to pay so much attention. There is more valuable thing to pay attention to. But we pay too much attention to the petty things. So if we learn not to pay attention to the petty things, even someone has said something, someone did something, we make it serious by being serious on that. It depends on your values. how you put emphasis on that particular incident. Particular incident has happened, somebody told you something. You make it very serious. So if you are very serious, then your reactions will be tremendous. If people say, okay, I don't care. Oh, he says like that. If you take that stand, then you see you are not affected. The person has tried to agitate you, but they failed to agitate you because you know that that is not true and it is his nature, he talks like that. So why should I pay attention? Or be indifferent to those things. So we have to learn some art of doing that. Unattached. Oh yeah, this is a big question. Attachment and non-attachment is a big question. We anything we give value, it becomes valuable. If you don't give any proper emphasis on that, it is non-important.
Maharaj, if I have an inspiration to give, like say, give a lecture or talk somewhere, how do I know that is, if I want to do that, or if that's just Ma wanting to play?
To stand at this state, if your mind becomes so pure and you feel that everything is mother doing, that stand, yes, oh mother, you're doing, so I am not affected by it. There also you're getting detachment. But you're really genuinely thinking mother is the doer. She is the operator. You are the machine. When that's real, that feeling comes, then whatever is done is mother is doing. But if we cannot keep our consciousness into that higher level, then it is I am doing, I will not do. There comes the authority on me, it's responsibility on me. I don't want to do this, I want to do this.
Yeah.
The same thing can be solved from two state of mind. When you think God, everything is God's will, then really, if you genuinely think, then there is no responsibility for you. There is nothing good, nothing bad, and it will not incur sin, it will not incur any good merit. So, because you are not doing, really genuinely feel that I am not, it is oh my, you did it. It is your doing, your action. If one can really lift the mind in that level, identify with mother's wish, then that is a state of freedom almost. Whatever body does, mind does, I am not involved at all. But if we cannot, then we have to say, I did this, I should not do this. In this way, I will improve my character, improve my meditation, improve my understanding. If I don't do that way, it will not. It will pull my consciousness down to the worldliness.
Right.
So take the responsibility. Okay. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. But anyhow, again announcement that tomorrow Medhananda Swami will be giving the gospel class here.
Which verse we ended?
So first we ended 15. We ended 15. 4 verses we read.